This may look like a really hastily painted box with a Direwolf logo slapped onto it, but it's in fact my Direwolf randoms box, full of totally random figures. The idea is not an original one, a lot of people do it. I thought I'd give it a go after binge watching a bit of Goobertown Hobbies whilst finishing off an order. And so, this is episode 1. I'm going to draw the first random figure straight out. So I'll draw it and then see what we got. Now the rules for this is that if it's a character figure, because I know there's some Star Trek and Doctor Who figures in there, so if it's a character figure I'll paint it to look like the character. If it's not, it's a totally random figure, then I'll roll a dice. On a 6 I've got to incorporate a lot of metallics into it. On a 1 I get to pick what I want to do. On a 2 or 3 it's cold colours like blues and purples, greens. On a 5 and 4 or 5 it's warm colours, oranges, yellows, reds. Okay, so reaching in. Okay, so I've got my dice tray ready just in case it's totally random non-character figure, and here's what we've got. In our first episode of Direwolf Randoms, we've got this guy. Now put my hand there. Been primed black a long time ago, not very well. It's some sort of like sci-fi, gangster. I don't recognise the make of him or anything like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him on a base, 25 or 30mm round base, and I'll roll the dice first after looking at this to see how I'm going to paint him. So a 1 is I get to pick, a 2, 3 is cool colours, 4, 5 is warm colours, and 6 I have to use more than normal metallics. Now the only deviations to those rules will be if it's something like a tree man, because I don't know really how I would incorporate a lot of metallics into a tree man. Anyway, so let's just roll the dice and see what we get. We got a 5, so it's warm colours, so reds, yellows, oranges, things like that. I'll have to incorporate a lot of that into him, and he could be used for something like Stargrave at the end of it, I suppose. Anyway, I'm with basing him up. I'll also, for every episode, I'll time how long it takes me to paint and base the miniature, and that includes trimming down bases if I do trim down bases. I'm aiming to do less than an hour on each miniature, ideally a lot less. Anyway, crack on with it. So to start with, I was using a dark red over the jacket, red over the black. I did 2 thin coats of this so it didn't look patchy or anything once I'd finished applying the paint. And really I was just winging it, because apart from the colour scheme being dictated as warm, I didn't really know I was painting it at this part. So at this stage I was really just hoping it would work out well. I knew I was going to use red, yellow and orange a lot. After finishing the jacket, what I did next was the sash across his waist, underneath the chest armour, between the chest and the trousers, and the headband around his head. I did both of these orange because, again, keeping to the warm colour scheme, and I think that it sticks out a bit against the dark red of the jacket, which is good. And I thought it was started to look quite good at this stage, personally. And then to finish off his clothes, I did a burnt orange or rust coloured trousers. Again, it is orange, but it does stick out from the sashes. It does stick out from the red jacket, and it covered really nice. Only one coat of this stuff. I've used it on a few other figures before, and I really like the colour of it. Again, all the clothing had been done in a warm top colour scheme. So far all I've used is red, rust and orange. So I wanted to incorporate yellow on the figure still there. Now the chest piece, I'm not sure if it is supposed to be metal or not, but by the looks of it, from what I saw, I thought it was like some sort of metal, like piece of armour that he had there. It's hard to kind of see what it is, but I did it a metallic berry colour, like a mid-red colour basically. This was followed up by a nice little dry brush to the guns, so the metal doesn't totally go over all the black, so it looks like it's almost like a shiny blacky metal type colour. Then just to finish off the guns, all I did was get a metallic ruby colour, and on the front of the guns there's a little dot, and all I did was just dot a bit of ruby metallic in there and then do a line down towards the end of the gun, and I did all the way around the end, so it looks like it's some sort of laser gun. Next up was the flesh, and from his facial features he looked like Asian, so I used an elf flesh, and it's got a little bit more of a yellowy tint to it, and I thought that looked really well over him. Covered really nicely straight over the black as well. And then just to finish him off, finish off the main bits of him, I did an off black for his hair and for his shoes. It's a necromancer cloak from the Army Painter. I think it looks a lot better than pure matte black when it's varnished with the brown wash, so that's why I used it. After doing the headbands, I was considering giving him some sort of like radical post-apocalyptic bright yellow hair, but then I've thought of another way to incorporate yellow onto him to keep the warm theme without giving him strange coloured hair. So now onto a bit of extra detail on him. What I did then was get some lighter red, like a blood red, get it on a dry brush over the jacket, over the trousers and the headband, carefully trying not to get any on his skin. And this is just to make it look a bit more grimy, especially over the sash and headband. You can see little flecks of red on it. I think it looks really... Okay, so this was my idea to get yellow onto the figure without giving him bright yellow hair. I decided to do a rising sun on the back of his jacket, so it's just a semicircle in yellow ochre with little lines coming off it to look like the sun's coming up. This could be some sort of gang affiliation, or if you're looking like something more like the Outer Worlds, it could be like he's working for a specific faction or company, I don't know. And then all I did was fill in some little highlights around it with a brighter yellow to give it, you know, a bit more sun look. Then all I did with him was go over him with my brown wash or varnish, whatever you want to call it, and this wells up in all the little bits of detail that's on him, like the creases on his trousers and on the sash and everything, and all over the coat. It really ties him together, really makes the paint job come alive. And then I moved on to the base, And so these are my industrial bases from my website, direwolfwargaming.com. And all I did to paint them was I started with pewter, just painted straight over. Then once the pewter had dried, I dry brushed it with a little bit of metallic silver, just to give some areas a bit more of a sheen to them. I used a nice bronzy colour to represent rust in certain areas. All I did was ball up little areas or put streaks of rust over it, and I thought it looks really nice with the other metallics. Then after the rust, all I did was varnish it with my brown wash, and after that had dried, all I did was put on little pools of the brown wash and then let that dry and then pool it up again and put it on in layers to create little areas of grime. This could be grime, oil, dirt, blood, anything. It looks really effective once you pool it up and layer it. Okay, so that's it. That's the finished miniature revolving around in front of you. I really enjoyed doing it. The randomness of it, especially with the warm colour scheme, was a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be doing more episodes of this because I've got loads of random figures in that box from all sorts of Wargaming shows that I've went to over the years, and just picked up a bag of random figures for a file and stuff like that. And my favourite part of him is definitely the sun on his back. I really do like the look of that, and I say it was a lovely thing to paint. Without this, I probably wouldn't have got round to painting him, because again, I've never really seen him before, and yeah, I think I did a really nice job on him. I really like the base as well. I think the rust and dirt effect of it is nice. He could be going through the interior of a spaceship, or like some sort of industrial place. So as I say, Stargrave could be a possible destination for this guy once I do some more sci-fi figures. Yeah, so more episodes of this to come, guys. If you like the video, please leave us a like and share it with anyone else you think will like it. You can visit direwolfwargaming.com. It's my website. We've got lots of great MDF products, like the bases in this video and the dice tray. And we've also got a painting service if you fancy having your figures painted by us. Just check that out. And we're also on Instagram. I post a lot of updates on there about new products and things to come, so follow us on there, Direwolf Wargaming. Subscribe and join the pack.